All right. How to stay motivated as a natty. Oh, dang. And who do you think is on the front? Your boy.
Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Periodization. I have a question for you. How do you stay motivated as a natural lifter?
Oh, that's a good question. And I love this shirt. This is so fucking funny. I think Mike is like the biggest proponent of full ROM, and it's so hilarious that he'll like make these shirts to be like, if you're doing partials, you're dumb. This is so I love this. But yeah, like how do you stay motivated as a natty? I mean shit, dude. Fuck. It's not even about motivation anymore. It's just like I just go to the gym because it's like a thing I do. Like the same as brushing your teeth. You're gonna brush your teeth. You're probably just gonna go to the gym. Unless I'm like extremely tired from like the night before at work or something. But yeah.
I wouldn't know. I mean, I would know
Yeah, you wouldn't know, would you, Mike?
because I was natural for a really, really, really long time. And shit out here is hard,
Yeah.
fellas,
Yeah, weight is heavy. Weight is hard. Doing this shit is hard. Period.
because tons of your favorite influencers are on drugs,
Yes.
which means that it begs the question is how you're supposed to stay motivated if you're natural, if you're drug free. You look at all these.
Juice monkeys that are gaining tons of like followers, tons of sponsors. They're making all the gains, at least financially anyway, because they have a combination of good genetics. They're like really good responders to whatever PEDs they're doing, and they're doing PEDs. So, I mean, what is another? What's another a question that I would ask is of all the you're only like as far as influencers go, you're only gonna see the successful people, the people that have good genetics, the people that take PEDs, and the people that are hyper responders to the PEDs. Those are the only people that are going to be in your vision. You're not going to see the people with shitty genetics. You're not going to see the people that take drugs or maybe the wrong drugs, and you're not going to see the people that are bad responders to those type of drugs. They're just simply not in your vision. So that's another thing. So it's not like drugs, like if you take the drug, this will happen. You don't see all of the failures that happen.
Some combination of juiced up monsters who you know are on drugs, and some
Yeah.
combination of people you look up to because you love their look. They don't look crazy, but
Honestly, for me, it's just all entertainment. I don't necessarily look up to them. It's just like, oh, this guy that likes working out is doing a thing. It is literally just entertainment for me. That's all it is.
maybe they got their look with drugs. And then maybe your use of them as an influencer or someone to motivate you is a little bit misplaced because it's illusory after all.
Yeah.
There are a couple of things to say about this. One really big one, but a lot of times people will take this little off ramp, I think, to nowhere. And I'm
Really.
going to give it what I think is a good argument that it's to nowhere, and where the real freeway heads in to a really awesome place by which you can motivate yourself. And that off ramp is people saying, well, hold on a sec, hold on. Okay, why don't we just follow only natural people if we're natties and just use them to motivate us?
Oh, I've heard of this argument before. Then all the natural competitors, like, where's all of that marketing? Where's all of the money for the natural competitions? It's not as actually, that's kind of a good question. Like most of the time, the most popular categories as far as like men go is like the open bodybuilding, IFBB, like the biggest of the big. And then recently, well, not recently, but like the last couple years, Chris Bumstead, classic bro, has been popping off. You know, still pretty big, but a little more aesthetic. Both categories are like hopped up on the juice, but I have never even seen any like natural competition at all. Like, I'm serious.
then it's problem solved. But that actually isn't getting to the real core of the problem. And here's the thing. Natural influencers almost always have phenomenal genetics.
Oh,
And if you think about it, the way drugs work on your body is they just make some genes work faster and some genes work slower. The genes that add muscle work faster. The genes are more of the protein is transcribed off of them, and there's the fat gains, genes, various genes associated with gaining fat are turned down, and that's largely, or at least one of the main ways in which a lot of drugs actually work, is modifying how your genes are expressed. And so, in essence, drugs make it seem kind of that the phenotype, what you present as, has a better genotype behind it. It's like the illusion of really good genetics. That's why when you see a jacked guy or jacked girl in any gym, a thought that may go through your head is like, is that guy like on drugs or
that's the thought that goes through my head, because I've been like a casual lifting bro for a while. And it's kind of obvious. I mean, well, it's not, maybe not kind of obvious, but it's like, you could kind of tell.
Or what? Or do they just have amazing genetics? So in a sense, having amazing genetics is much like having, somebody be on drugs. And the operative situation here is that if you have average genetics and you look to someone who is on drugs, the retort there is, well, don't look to them. You'll never look like that. You're not on drugs.
Right.
You're never going to relate. Agreed. But if you have average genetics, and most of us do by literal definition,
I'm average
and
Joe.
you look to someone who is elite, genetically gifted, drug-free fitness figure, bodybuilder, whatever kind of person that we.
And it's fine to do that. It's fine to look up at the guy, not even the 1%, even higher than the 1%, the top 1/10 of 1%, the guy. It's all right to do that, to give you a little motivation now and again. But to do that over a long period of time, that's when it becomes a little like unrealistic.
We look up to, the same retort applies. Actually, you can't relate to that person.
Yeah.
Because
the only relatable aspect is you are both lifting weights. That's about it.
They have such good genetics, they're as far away from you as the drug person in many cases. Or if you're here with your genetics and ability being this jacked and lean, the natty person's over here, the drug person's over here, this chasm is still enormous.
Yeah.
If you are on foot and someone's like, hey, you want to come over to my party? Let's say you live in the same metropolitan area, and you're like, well, I don't have a car. My parents took the car, so I'm just sitting at home. Like, hey, you want to come over to my party? Whether the party is 25 miles away from your house, which is the natural lifter with great genetics, or 40 miles away from your house, which is the drugged up lifter with whatever, let's say also good genetics, it doesn't matter, you're still not walking to that fucking party.
Yeah. It's still a long fucking way away, dude.
The relatability of an elite natty person is still outside the realm of all of us. And why do I say this? Because I've seen I've first of all heard people talk and seen a crap load of social media comments, something to the effect of, oh man, I love XYZ's physique because it's natural. And then I click on their profile, look at their physique, and I'm like, holy fuck. Like, I've been around sports and coaching and bodybuilding long enough to be like, there's almost zero chance that person, where they're starting out from, being that they're already, it says in their profile, been lifting for 5 years, here are my lifts. I'm like, you're never gonna get to that drug-free elite level.
Well, I don't know. A lot of times, the people that, I don't know, it's like you could just tell, like, when a person is like just like dieted completely down, maybe they're under like 10% body fat or something, but they're not like ready to like step on stage or something like that. It's like, I know that's unrealistic. 100%. Yeah. But then again, on the flip side, it's like you can look up to different strength people for like different forms of motivation. It's not like there's one type of person that is the end all be all. Like if I want to get motivated by some like strong ass dude, I'll look at like some world's strongest man, like competitions or whatever. Or if I feel like in a bodybuilding mood, I'll go look up some bodybuilding shit or whatever.
So why is it more valid to take inspiration or draw inspiration from that, or rather draw some motivation from that, some relatability? And it's only on the margins different, but not in a consequential way. So let me rephrase again.
And I think it's fine to like look up to like those people, even though they're if they have like really good genetics and you're like average genetics, or they're like doing the drugs and you're not doing the drugs, because at least like from my experience in the last like year or so, at the least thing that you can draw upon is, or well, and not least, but like the different types of things that you could draw from or are like workout style, how somebody like organizes their workout schedule in like a week, or like the type of split they have, or the type of intensity that they bring. I mean, obviously, like the average person isn't going to be able to be as intense as like the really good genetic bro or the drug bro, but it's all relative. If you take like the average Joe person and you tell them just be as intense as you can be on this set, well then they're probably going to bring it. All right? And if you can kind of mimic the same at least visual things that you can see from like the other bros, well then hey, you're probably going to get some gains.
With that whole party is 25 or 40 miles away analogy, if the party is 25 miles away is way closer than the party that's 40 miles away from you. If you're just on foot, you don't even have a bicycle, you just have to walk there. It's way for 15 fucking miles is a lot of miles. Just like guy who's on drugs is way more jacked than the best natty, right?
Yeah.
For sure. I'm not saying that's not the case.
Yeah.
But 25 miles is really too far to walk for a fucking party.
Yeah. Hey, it depends on what kind of party.
Yeah, 40's further, but who gives a shit at that point? When your favorite natty influencer is a person with a physique you wouldn't dare dream of, natty, aren't you setting yourself up for the same lack of? You're going to buy their programs, their training templates, their diet stuff. You're going to hire them as a coach. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. And then 40 years.
Bro, it's like all that costs money. I ain't got all that fucking money. What are you talking about, dude? I'm not buying shit from nobody. I'm just bumming around on YouTube like the rest of the world.
Later, you're not even anywhere close to where they were, and now they're even better because they've been training naturally this whole time, and they've opened the gap, not even closed it. So I think the off-ramp to saying, well, just follow natural people is not the right way to go. I think it's not the right way to go because there is a better way. But well, two things.
Ooh.
One, it suffers from the same problems of relatability, but two, there is a much better way to go, and here it is.
Ooh, here we go.
I think the way forward to draw inspiration as a natural lifter, and even as any kind of other lifter, is to let your favorite influencers inspire you rather than you comparing yourself to them.
Ooh, good word.
This way, it's just good vibes all around,
yeah,
instead of nasty comparison vibes.
Yeah, that is actually a really good point. Really good insight. The whole there's like a saying or some shit where it's like joy, the thief of joy is comparison or something like that. And I usually hate sayings that go like that, but that's a really true statement in this situation.
What I mean by inspire you is you look at these folks, you look at their bodies. Let's say I'm looking at pictures of Mr. Jeff Nippert, who is drug-free. Mm-hmm. I look at Jeff and I don't think, man, I really want that body to be my body. That's not a good way to look at it because muscle shapes are different, insertions are different, various sizes of muscles are different genetically, different heights, different colors of hair. Jeff's adorable. I'm fucking awful looking. It's just, I can't transpose myself onto another human being. This is not fucking possible. People say like, oh, I want triceps like Kevin Levrone. Like, what? All you can hope for is
Bro, Kevin Levrone has like 5 croissants in one tricep. Okay.
Biggest, best version of your triceps. So when I look at Jeff Nippard, I don't think, oh, fuck, I want to look like that. I say, wow, he looks so great.
Yeah.
His pecs look awesome, his delts, his arms, his abs, and that face. My God, adorable. But I don't want to look like Jeff Nippard. No. That is a logically meaningless statement because it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Jeff Nippard and be like, damn, that's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
What can I do for myself to make me look like my best version of me?
Yeah.
Because Jeff Nippard is a person who puts in the time. He trains hard as fuck. He diets all the time. He's always thinking about his physique and making all the changes. It's a work in progress. Jeff Nippard and every other natural and not natural influencer is a piece of art. And a piece
We're all special snowflakes.
of art is like, in this sense, the truest expression of something becoming what it could be. A butterfly out of a fucking cocoon. I'm not going to become that butterfly.
Yeah.
But your boy's trying to do them lateral raises to get my own butterfly wings.
True.
So that I can fucking get eaten by a snake right off the branch when I fly out. That's how it happens.
Bro, snakes do not eat butterflies, do they? What eats butterflies besides like frogs and like lizards with the tongues?
I want to become the best version of myself. And me seeing other people at their best in ways that I think look cool, I got all the time in the world to be inspired about that. I follow a bunch of weird pages on social media. I follow a bunch of
Don't we all, Mike? Don't we all?
breakdancing pages like B-Boys and shit like that. I can't breakdance to save my life. Actually,
Yeah, for some reason, my YouTube algo popped up with a lot of breakdancing shit recently too. And god damn it, that shit is cool to watch.
I have one breakdance move. I try to dance and something breaks. For sure, I can do that. But I don't know dick all about fucking breakdancing. I just know it's two things. Fucking cool.
Yeah.
And these are the people that fucking put in the work to get amazing at their craft.
Bro, imagine breakdancers, like top tier breakdancers doing steroids to be able to stand on their hands longer or do like some one arm bullshit and like balance and shit, or like maybe like pop up on like a couple fingers and do like some air. Oh my God, imagine that move. Do like the air flares, but with like 2 fingers. Holy shit, but you gotta be on steroids to do it. Oh my God, that sounds awesome.
That excellence, that supremacy, that's what I want to draw inspiration from a minute. That guy can fucking breakdance like that. I can make my own little ripples in my own little world. I can change my physique to be better, and then better, and then better. And then sooner or later, I might have a physique which somebody else looks at. And they don't want my physique, but they go, damn, that shit is impressive. How do I get that for me? How do I change my body to look more like I want it to look?
Yeah.
In a little bit of the vein of what they look like, but not like them. I'm not
Yeah.
comparing myself to them. I'm just looking at them and going, fuck, that shit is impressive as fuck. I want a little taste of that process.
Yeah.
Back when I was starting out lifting weights, it was the early 2000s, late 90s actually, but early 2000s, I started reading bodybuilding magazines like Flax Muscle
Yeah, that's when like Moses parted the sea, right?
Development. I was completely drug-free. At the time I started reading those magazines, I weighed 180 pounds. Everyone in the fucking magazines, this was like the mass monster era. Jay, Ronnie, Gunter, all those humongous 300-pound people. I couldn't relate at all to these people.
Oh yeah.
They sure as shit didn't demotivate me because I never looked at them and go, wow, I'll never become that. Though I did think I'll never become that. I didn't even.
Yeah, like I still kind of do that. Look at like the old like crazy bodybuilding, like they're not like the videos, but like the edits of like the like funk edits of like Ronnie or Jay or anybody in that vein really. And it's just it's awesome. You know, you just watch like a minute or two of that right before you go into the gym, and they're you're like ready to go.
Even know if I wanted to, because those guys, like Ronnie Coleman's bicep peak was like, what the fuck? Like, that's honestly freaky looking. Now I think it looks cool. Back then I was like, yeah, that's a little much, right? I didn't want to be like them. I didn't have a hope to look like them. I was using it for pure inspiration of,
Yeah.
wow, these guys can put on a ton of muscle.
And also, for me, it's like I always have a hard time pushing to that like extra rep or so, because I'm always like, oh my God, if I do another rep, am I going to like hurt myself and all this other shit? It's like, am I really in that much pain? Can I do one more? And a lot of the times I usually can, and it'll be for like whatever reason. But again, it's just like another form of just motivation.
Me being drug free, me weighing 180 pounds, me being 19 years old, maybe I can put on a little muscle of my own as well.
Yeah.
That's as far as it went. And that filled my heart with a lot of inspiration to do my best in the domain that I could have done. And that, I think, is a really, really, really big deal. The ultimate wacky analogy to this is like, how many people who now fight MMA or wrestle in college or do jujitsu, how many of those guys, or lift weights, how many of you guys grew up watching Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, all that shit?
Yep. Dragon Ball Z. That was the one for me.
And the Japanese comics like DBZ.
Yep. There you go.
Naruto. Whatever, fuck.
No, there's nobody really that jacked in Naruto, dude. Like, come on. I mean, yeah, there probably is, but like, it was more about the fights. It wasn't about like the muscles and shit. DBZ was where it was at. Goku versus Frieza. That was the end game.
Shit like that, right?
There is no avoiding hard training if you want to grow. But if you want to grow the most, your training needs to be hard and smart. RP
I should get this app one time.
Will make sure you're
I really need
to. Monitoring and adjusting your workout at all times. So for all that work you're doing, you can be sure you're getting the best results.
Hypertrophy.
Look, did watching Superman throw a mountain at someone demotivate you for your American football training? Because you're like, well, I'll never be able to do that. What a shitty influencer. Delete Superman follow account. No. You were like, fuck, that is real strength. Now I'm going to go into the gym, and even though I'm benching 135, I want to be just a little bit more like Superman.
Yeah.
Striving to be the best that I can be. Of course I'm never going to be fucking Superman. He's not even human. There is 0% chance I'm going to be Superman or Kryptonian or be able to throw planets at people. That is all out the fucking window. Just the same.
Yeah, but because honestly, like, who gives a fuck what you're thinking about when you're trying to like lift a weight a little bit better, a little bit harder, another rep or whatever? Who gives a fuck what, like, what you're really thinking about? It's not like there's like some thought police going around going, you can't be thinking about that when that's like the wrong motivation for you. It's like, bitch, shut up.
Same way, if you look at Druggy McDruggerson, IFBB Pro, you don't have to be like, that fucking demotivates me. I can't relate to that at all. He's fucking juiced up to the gills. I need something I can relate to. That is something you can relate to. That is a human being at the pinnacle of their existence. And they got there through multiple inputs. Drugs, diet, hard-ass work in the gym, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. One of those things is missing. Also, your genetics are different. Also, you're not from Egypt, and your name's not, Mamdou El Spiai or whatever the fuck Rami's real name is. There are so many differences. You want to focus on the inspirational part of that. You don't have to get demotivated. The only way to do that is to compare yourself and be like, well, he's certainly bigger. That's not how that works. You go, wow, he's big. Let me go home and let me go work on my own bullshit a little bit. And that's how I can ascend to the next level. If you need real relatable progress, I got you covered too. Ooh. Just look at your own physique, month to month, year to year. Take pictures.
Yeah, that's the part people, I don't really think people do that because it's like, it's not that much of a priority. Most people don't want to be competitors in like bodybuilding. You know, a lot of the people are just going to the gym just for health. And as long as they sweat a little bit, maybe get a little bit pumped, and it's like, okay, I felt like I did enough, and then you just go home.
Well, from every angle, put them on OnlyFans. You guys got to monetize. I'm just kidding. Monetize the shit. And then, you know what I'm saying? I'm 95% kidding. Take pictures, look in the mirror.
That 5% is for Jeff Nippard.
After you get a real gnarly pump at the end of a cutting phase, beginning of massing phase, do a couple most muscular side chests in the mirror, soak it up. Yeah. Look at old pictures of yourself and go, holy fuck. Do a before and after. Put it on fucking social media. Not so that people comment and go, you're dumb in both pictures, but so that you can look at it and go, wow, I really made a difference to my physique. I can relate to that maximally because that's fucking me. And I did that. And now that fills me with so much excitement about the changes I can make in the future. Because if I got from here to here, maybe I can go a little further. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
If you think of it that way, it's all good vibes. Everyone is inspirational. Natties, drug people, cyclists, gymnasts, you name it. Anyone at the top of their craft is someone to look up to, because that's where you want to be, at the top of your personal craft of making your body better. As a matter of fact, that is an entirely fucking pump up speech for all of RP, because that's why the whole company exists. We're trying to make
you want to be the best version of you
better at your shit. We're not trying to turn you into somebody else. We're trying to make you better at what you do, so you can relate to yourself, look back, look forward, and be like, damn, I'm making jumps. I'm improving. Slow as it may be, I'm going to be better. And that idea that you could be better in the future, fuck, man, that's what it's all about. I got nothing. I got nothing else. See you guys in the comments. Feel free to accuse me of anything. Talk to you next time.
Oh, man. That's so funny. Yeah, this is another banger from Renaissance Periodization. I mean, I've been watching this shit for a while now, and I mean, I'm a natty bro. But yeah, I mean, my motivation like wanes sometimes. Sometimes I'll go to the gym and I'll just like start warming up, and then I won't feel it. Like I just won't be into it or whatever. Or I'll take like a little bit longer a time to warm up. Or sometimes I'll do like a shorter warm up and I'm just ready to go. So there's so many factors that play into like motivation as a natural bro. But I don't know. I don't really think about it too much anymore. It's just, I'm going. I'll figure it out when I get there. But yeah, this is a good video. But yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.